Hello, hello, everybody. This is MC at the Recovery Wellness Relapse Show. This is a show that I would like to make allow to be 360 degrees, universal recovery. And like I said, I have 22 years. I was on the interview today uh, for a better positioning, right in mental health. And I'm gonna start this off because I know when I put the thumbnail up here, it's gonna be for like bounce back out on the last live show I had. My belief system of whether or not God is working or not working in my life when it comes to drugs or without drugs and alcohol. This one is gonna be something that's related because the sound in the last video I had the echoing up too loud. So it's gonna be about laying aside, lay, laying aside any God idea I have with drugs and alcohol and mind altering addiction. So universal. That's why I always piggyback on other addictions, gambling, clutter anonymous and stuff, things that I'm working on even to today. Uh, uh, Smoking, nicotine, whatever. But laying aside any idea. So if you got like a sponsor, they are most of them these days will give you some type of sit prayer when you get at certain parts of the book. Go in with that sit prayer, God please lay aside anything I think I know about the steps this book is program. My disease or my sponsor gave me the sit aside prayer. So I still looked at it as I'm just laying aside an idea. Because when I came up into these rooms, that one clearly showed that most of my ideas was grounded in alcohol and drugs. So if it was grounded in God, I never would have went too far with alcohol and drugs. Point blank, just point blank. So
Ow!
it is a blessing that deserves some cheers. That deserves applause also. Because at the bottom of 49, what it's basically saying is this: we who have traveled this dubious path beg of you to lay aside prejudice, even against organized religion. We have learned that whatever the human frailties, meaning weaknesses of various faiths may have, may, may, may be, those faiths have given purpose and directions to millions. Look at the Pope and all them people over there. Look at these mega churches and stuff over there around. Look at the small churches. Look at community things, all kind of things. See, they talk about faith, but it's a whole lot of things within life that gives purpose and direction, especially when it comes to people finding their callings and stuff like that. So people of faith have a logical idea of what life is all about. Actually, we used to have no reasonable conception whatever. We used to amuse ourselves by cynically dissecting spiritual belief in practice when we might have observed that many a spiritual minded person of all races, colors, creeds were demonstrating a degree of stability and happiness and usefulness which we should have sought ourselves. So around in my early 20s or in my teens, see, things look real funny because we got this frontal lobe up here, and then we can visibly see out there in front of us all these characteristics of what God may be, the devil may be. Then you got the movies showing you some perception of the devil. You got people telling you in your ear that he's a fallen angel. Like everything's getting confused, and it's not like you're really studying the Bible. And if you is studying the Bible, you're still getting all these other distractions around this playing field, this stage that we live in. So this stage that we live in, we need to lay aside a lot of these ideas. Me myself, it was like I had to do that prayer. God, please lay aside some of these twisted ideas or whatever, because I could see it was twisted. It was twisted upon my own making. It was twisted up on impressed ideals that people put up on me. So, I'm thinking because you have another race, then I find out earlier there's a whole lot of races that have a whole lot of the same faith. You need to lay aside some of these ideas and conceptions that, you know, MC, that you have about this power more greater than yourself. So going forward, that allows you to see things. Let me pick up this workbook so we can get through some of these questions real quick, because we probably should have been to step three by now. But like I said, uh, last week, then I wanted to talk about this part of the page above my fingers, right here, that I underlined. We never gave the spiritual side of life a fair hearing. See, stuff like that jumps out to you. Those are other questions. Did I give spiritual side of life a fair hearing? Well, explain to how I used to clown, uh, right in Sunday school, try to do use my ego. And one of the terms we have in recovery when it comes to using your ego, edging God out. So I'm up in here reading my part I have to read in the Bible, and then I try to get you to break it down and bring it up to whatever year I'm in Sunday school. Well, this is 1980 something, and how does these laborers and fishermen be like towards the things we're going to have going on today? So some people say, well, he was a carpenter labor. So that's like the ones today. I asked a simple question like that. So what was they paying? Do you know? We asked a lot of questions. Us, a Gen X individual, a lot of questions, but did we ever get the answers that we really deserve? Or did you go to a church where it seemed like when you asked too many questions, you were just getting on their nerves? So that threw me on one of them dubious paths. So well, if I'm not getting my answer like the way I'm feeling within, something wasn't feeling right. So uh, it's sure so it's nothing to be feeling bad about. But like I said, here's one of them things I felt awkward. That's one thing I know. So with that, I would like to say, let's get over here to page 51. Page 51. We're gonna go. When many 100 people are able to say that the consciousness of the presence of God is today the most important fact in their lives, they present powerful reasons why one should have faith. See, so when many of us start saying that, uh, let me back it up some more. But let's say before that, let's go way up here. Let's go back to why I read that. I see it say, leaving aside the drink question. They tell why living was so unsatisfactory. They show how the change came over them. When many of hundreds of people are able to say that the consciousness of the presence of God is today the most important fact in their lives. They present a powerful reason why one should have faith. See, so I had to lay aside the idea that the next drink is going to allow me to believe that somehow, someday, I'm going to come up because I always thought the come up, or if I said the right, correct thing, or if the next drink gives me the secret, like, oh, damn. But it's always the euphoria that you feel present and you never get that answer that you've been waiting to come, and it leads to the next. So, uh, step two, we can skip a lot of this. Then we're gonna go to page 52, and this is where the more of the sit aside and lay aside stuff jumps off at. So really be ready for this. Get ready? Top 52. What is most still, our generation has witnessed complete liberation, freedom, liberation, freedom of our thinking. Show any longshoreman a Sunday supplement describing a proposal to explore the moon by means of a rocket, and he will say, I bet they do it. Remember, I read that as part of the unmanageability? Now it's the rocket. I bet they do it. Maybe not so long either. Is not our age characterized by the ease with which we discard old ideas or new by by the complete readiness with which we throw away the theory or gadget which does not work for something new which does, laying aside some of my theory, some of some of my action about my unselfish action, but it was really selfish action when laying aside all them ideas about God, all them ideas about if I do something for you, expect something in return. No, lay that aside. That this is the problem that I have been watching in a lot of people recover. Just lay it aside. It should take care of itself. Lay aside what the next man or woman has. Lay that aside. By laying it aside, you have some peace. Okay? By laying it aside and take action on getting what you really deserve. Some peace. So that's what that means on page 52. Laying aside, sit aside. God, please help me sit this aside so I can have a new idea. I'll lay aside my old ideas and conceptions because, like I said, what's real shaky for the newcomers that coming to this work is that it's like you run in the room guarding some of these old ideas because they've been told to me so many times that it's superstition, and I really believe. I really believe if I turn my back on my old ideas, that the new ideas, the resurrection ideas, that this power more greater than myself that's keeping me away from the liquor store, dope houses, uh, from being real angry, snapping, not returning the change back to the store when someone gave me too much money. See what it basically speaks about in recovery. I ain't saying like, whoa, if I go to Vegas and they give me too much money, I realize that when I'm like way past bar score or coming around the 210, that do I go back? So I meant to set aside some of those ideas about don't go overboard. But if it's really bothering your peace, call them. Call them on the telephone. See, that's what this work is really about. And that's what a lot of these faiths and denominations and religions have shown us through examples while we was being cynical. Uh, what we really saw is that as I was in hell in step one, they was making sure they didn't demonstrate a lifestyle of staying out of hell. So let's end it with this last bold print. Notice at the top of the page, see, I'm over here, but over here, I keep writing my beliefs, keep me focused. So the highlighting, we had to ask ourselves why we shouldn't apply our human problem to this same readiness to change our point of view. One, we were having trouble with personal relationships. We couldn't control our emotional nature. Hmm? We were a prey to misery and depression. Hmm? We couldn't make a living. We had feelings of uselessness. We were full of fear. We were unhappy. We couldn't seem to be of real help to other people. Was was not a basic solution of these bedevilments. See, a bedevilment is like a tormented plague. More important than whether we should see newsreels of lunar flight. Of course it was. See, you remember I said that word bedevilment, meaning it's like a plague. So when you get in any recovery or resurrectional type of program, you need these bedevilments upon off you, these old ideas that these old ideas been keeping me trapped from out of the sunlight of the spirit. And that's what I was what, taught, not by my sponsor, but by my home group. When I was going through the ups and downs and challenges and then getting them left and right uppercuts and stuff while I was in the work, man, I'm telling you, boy, sick puppy. That's what we call ourselves sometimes. Sometimes in the room to recovery. Sick puppy. You know.
Oh!
Yeah. So when I go to a meeting and I say hear somebody speak and say they was a sick puppy, I know what they mean because it's like we're living in a life today with things that's going on in the world. Imagine if this whole South Central and some of us was walking around like you know how you get the Sunday newspaper or a comic book and you see that little bubble thing over people's head. Boy, it'd probably be a lot of people just getting straight up arrested. Like, oh no, hey, you better stop thinking like that at me, man. What the hell you daydreaming about? So this is some funny stuff. In other words, I like to just thank y'all for tuning in. And should I go a little bit further? Let me stop about right here because and, and we're gonna try to get over there to the next page uh, on the next trip. Until then, keep coming back. This program works.